Hello and welcome to Faithful to the Traitors, where we are discussing Series 3 of the Traitors US. Episode 9 of 11, by the way. We were corrected. I thought it was the final next week, but it's not. There's actually 2 more. And then the reunion. So
the reunion! Sorry. I'm trying to make it sound exciting. Reunion!
Will Tom be sober for the reunion? Who knows? That's what we're here to find out.
Poor Tom.
Tom's all right.
Yeah, I know.
He's the leader.
He's the leader. And
he's the one that most people listen to.
And the biggest threat, according to Tom.
And he has some weird magical power where the second you meet him, you hate him. Because Kate and Poverty both looked at him and said...
Poverty.
Oh,
not poverty. We had this last season.
I know, our nightmare.
Poverty.
Last series of the Traitors US was very difficult for us with all of the names that were... And what was their name?
Poverty.
Poverty.
It sounds like a woman's underarm deodorant.
She was a traitor and she was in it for ages, and so we had lots of troubles last series of names. This year's not been too bad, but yes, our lovely Kate returned.
Kate, her 3rd season of the show. Yeah. Even Alan was mentioning it now. He's like, you're on it more than me.
Bravo just can't find that show for her. So every year they're like, oh, we forgot about Kate again. We haven't got her a show.
Put on the Traitors.
Bunker on there. Fly over to Scotland to film one scene and destroy the ozone and all sorts in her personal jets. Wonder how much they got paid for that little cameo.
Oh, probably too much.
The full prize money of the Traitors.
Probably more than they should have been paid for that. It's just ridiculous. So they were so unnecessary as well. They literally walked forward, revealed a chess piece,
said
a snake,
a word,
a wolf, a rat.
This is a wolf, yeah, and then sat and then watched and commentated.
Which really, to be fair, their commentary wasn't that useful either. They made a comment about Tom, as you say. They said something about Carolyn looking a bit upset. It was just, I don't know. It was unnecessary. But then everything really Kate does on the show is, let's be honest, unnecessary.
If Kate has no haters, then we must be dead.
Yeah, I mean, I've got no problem against Kate. And to be fair, in season 2, I actually quite liked Kate.
I remember that.
She grew on me like a fungus. But at the same time, it's like, that was really not necessary to bring them. Why did they bring them in?
Why can't they bring someone sexy back, like Christian from series 1?
Bringing sexy back, exactly. Or they brought up Pilot Pete. They could have brought Pilot Pete on.
Yeah, he could come with Ekin Sue.
I mean, that's another line I'm going to draw.
She didn't win Love Island, by the way.
Oh,
she
no.
She came second.
Oh, did she cry?
So she's very upset about that.
Dear. Well, at least she's found love. And at least she can now detach herself from Love Island once and for all and not be associated by the show that she doesn't want to be associated with. Mm-hmm. She's got nothing to do with Love Island, despite having done 2 series of the show now.
Don't bring it up to Ekin Sue about Love Island, please.
Ekin Sue doesn't want to talk about Love Island, despite being on Love Island again.
By the way, everyone, if you're listening from America, because you probably are, because this is the Traitors US, remember Ekin Sue from Series 2, died at the funeral. She went on Celebrity Big Brother UK last year and almost ruined her career because she was so horrible on it. And everyone saw through her. It's like, oh, even Sharon Osbourne didn't like her.
Yeah.
And that's Sharon Osbourne. Sharon Osbourne was there trying to make friends with everyone.
Yeah. But yeah, because she was very aware of what she was on the show. And she thought, I don't know if she thought it was going to be edited favourably for her, but they basically showed her being really horrible and then kept getting upset because people were calling her out for it. She was like, no, I'm nothing like that.
Like, oh, you're from Love Island. She was like, no, don't talk about that.
I don't talk about Love Island.
Just stop talking. All I'm talking about is Love Island. And then someone was like, have you ever done OnlyFans? She was like, no. It's like, all right, Ekin Sue, what's your problem here?
I'm sorry, are you judging people who do OnlyFans, the woman who goes on Love Island?
And then she was like, I don't even have bikini photos on my Instagram. And then everyone went on her Instagram. The last 4 photos were her in a bikini. It's like...
Yeah.
Anyway, she ruined her career in the UK, but she must be thriving in Love Island All Stars.
Don't care if she wants to thrive in the Love Island universe, let her, because that's a universe I don't want to be part of. But but let me just make it clear that I've got no problem with people going on these celebrity shows or anything like that. But don't judge other people for doing things to earn money. Don't throw stones in glass houses. Ekin Sue, or shall I say Ekin Boo Hoo Hoo?
Yes, thank you, Will Best.
Yeah.
We've kept that going for a long time.
Good one, Will Best.
Right. So, by the way, everyone, I am Ben.
Yeah. Yes.
And I am faithful.
Hello, I'm Alex. I am also a faithful. And don't forget, you can get in touch with us with your thoughts and theories about the show. faithfultothetraitors@gmail.com. If you're watching us on YouTube by searching Faithful to the Traitors podcast, you can comment underneath the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell. Comment underneath whether you'd like to see Kate in season 4 of The Traitors and what would her role be in the 4th series of the US Traitors. Because there will be a 4th, because I think they're doing pretty well.
Yeah, it's already been
commissioned. Peacock's feeling as proud as a peacock about it. What else can you do? Oh yeah, you can go on X if you want to. That Traitors Podcast. You can go on Instagram at Faithful to the Traitors. You can find us on there as well. Or if you want to help with the show, just go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful, where you can monetarily give us some silver coins, gold bars, depending on the series. And you can also comment. And if you do comment, you're guaranteed to have it read out on the show, just like...
Yes. All of our gold, silver bars have gone to producer Charlie recently.
Producer Charlie's ill again. He's got a bad eye.
New illness.
I mean, if we remember, it's always a new illness. If we remember, we'll put a picture of Charlie and his...
not putting a picture of his eye up. We suspect it's something called Horner syndrome. Look it up.
Oh, there you go.
But it's very sad. He looks and upsetting.
Who was it? I said he looked like Patrick Moore. If you know the astronomer Patrick Moore, he was the Games Master as well. I've mentioned Games Master probably before, but he's got one eye, one eye slightly like that. That's our Charlie.
So he's not producing again this week, so we may have to replace him with.
He's phoned in sick. You know, his union has gotten him into a good deal, but we're going to try to break. We're going to be union breakers. Just call me Bezos.
Right, so Hope sent us a message on Buy Me a Coffee. They said, I'm American, and I know exactly what you mean when you say, that's so American. Last week, someone commented to us saying we had to explain it better when we said that, and then we went into a whole tyrant of...
He wasn't a tyrant.
Well, a whole gibberish of
making...
Yeah, but then it like spiraled into talking about Sabrina the Teenage Witch and then an All-Stars and then 90s All-Stars, and it was just all a thing.
I thought you were just talking about, because once you said that, every now and then we kept saying, so American. In fact, what we're doing right now is so American.
It is. I don't know a single person out there who isn't aware of the American caricature. Anyway, I love your podcast. It's so British.
Oh, so British. Thank you very much. And Mike, you also bought us silver bars. Thank you very much, Mike. And Mike has said, deer in the headlights, but starting to love Tom. No idea where this is going to go at the moment. Carolyn and Danielle could be good together. Is if something happens that Danielle could prove her to trust her. I mean...
Not going to happen.
Get ready for this episode. Work from home. Oh, yeah. Do you ride a bike to work? Also, lovely, love to know. And Mike works from home mainly and 30 miles. So unfortunately, don't ride a bike to work.
Why not?
Have in the past. Not fun. Mike, I want you to elaborate on that.
It's not fun.
But why is it not fun?
30 miles on a bike.
Wait, yeah, but he might have lived nearer to his workplace before he moved further.
There's no time for bikes. Cars are just better.
But as always, if you let us know whether you ride a bike to work, it's always appreciated as well. That's a joke that's been going... A joke, I use that term loosely, that's been going for about 3 series now. And I'm proud of it. Let us know if you ride a bike to work. I always like to know. And if not a bike, what do you use as transport? Public? Limousine? Jumbo jet? Are you Taylor Swift? What are you doing?
Also, sorry, I was reading our YouTube comments.
Oh,
sorry.
That's good.
Someone's asking you to be more pervy, please.
Yes, I saw that someone said that. Well, the problem is...
We may be pervy in about 30 seconds.
Well, I was about to say, do you know what really broke my heart in this episode? It was the first 5 minutes of the episode. And do you know why? Because Danielle and Carolyn decided to get rid of Sam.
I actually recorded you when Sam was announced as the murder victim. This is what you said.
When I thought that you weren't coming back, I was about to vomit.
That's how I felt.
Poor Sam.
And I did.
He gave so much to this show, didn't he?
He gave so much. He gave me loads.
He had another topless scene, didn't he?
He was
along with
pumping
Zac
iron.
Efron's brother, whatever his name is, Dylan.
Jack Efron. Dylan was doing some parallel bars.
Calisthenics, whatever it's called. That
Oh,
thing. What's it called? I don't know.
No idea. You can tell. I don't do a lot. And Sam was...
Sam and Dylan.
Sam was pumping. And poor Ivor has lost his BFF for life. They played badminton together. They used to go into quiet corners together.
They got married.
So I did feel bad for Ivor, but I felt worse for me because now I've lost the eye candy that is beautiful, beautiful Sam.
I know. You still got Dylan. Is his name Dylan? Yeah, Dylan.
Dylan's
Zac
fine.
Efron's brother.
But he's just, it's like...
not the same.
Not the same. He's not Sam, is he? Sam, may I also add, was credited as being model/actor.
Well,
now what has Sam acted in?
Well, you'll find out, won't you? Because
what's your name and where do you come from?
Sam. And if you are watching this video, there may be a big surprise on the TV while I read this out. Okay, so let's go. Perhaps best known for his short-lived marriage to Britney Spears. That's a bit mean. First sentence, short-lived marriage. This is from the independent.co.uk, everyone. Sam is a model and actor who made a brief appearance in Hacks, Dollface, and the 2024 action comedy Jackpot. 30-year-old has also founded his own fitness website and offers personalised training and nutritional plans.
I beg your pardon?
Do you think that's what Dylan's been doing in his hotel room?
What, going through a
He's been doing his personalised...
I wouldn't mind a personalised plan from Sam. Nommy nom
30
nom
though.
nom.
I thought he was like,
Thank you, Sam.
I thought he was like 38 or something, or 40.
Nommy
Not
nom
30.
nom nom. I like ham.
Do you want to know what else he's been in then? Because now we're on Wikipedia, everyone.
Oh, gosh, go on.
So he has been in... his film debut was a parody Star Trek spoof called Unbelievable.
That's unbelievable.
That was headed by Snoop Dogg.
I like that there's 5 exclamation marks at the
His
end
role
of the name.
his role in the film was only a cameo.
Cameo?
Yes.
A cameo would indicate that he is famous enough to be noticed when he went on screen. I'm not being horrible to Sam. I love you. Totally. But I don't think before this show, if he had walked on screen, I would have gone, that's Sam. Former ex-boy, former husband of Britney Spears, and has a
short-lived marriage
and
fitness website. Right. He also appeared in 2021 in Black Monday Series 3 for a multi-episode arc.
Ooh.
Where he played, quote, a super sexy model.
I mean, he doesn't have to act that, does he? He is the super sexy model.
He also auditioned for the part of Carrie Bradshaw's physical therapist on And Just Like That, but he was not selected for the role.
I mean, why would you add that to your
He's
resume?
also
yes.
turned down appearances on 2 reality shows.
I've just spotted this.
He turned down appearances on Celebrity Big Brother and The Masked Singer.
Sam, come on.
Although he has now been cast in Series 3 of The Traitors.
The Traitors. The Masked Singer's an amazing show. Why did you turn that down?
He's got a divorce, by the way. It got finalised the end of last year, December. So he got his little paycheck from Britney.
Good.
And he's now in a new relationship with girlfriend Brooke.
Oh, I hate Brooke.
What
I've heard things about Brooke. She's a slag.
So there you go. That was Sam's time on the show. And he
oh,
was murdered
Sam, we'll always
gone.
remember you, mate.
Because Carolyn and Danielle, like we thought last week, Danielle wanted to bring Britney in. Carolyn was like, well, that's a stupid thing. Why would I ever do that? And that's what happened, because they then just they argued about everything and they decided to kill Sam.
Yeah, which went against
like a last resort.
Which went against what Danielle wanted to do. But even when then Danielle started saying, right, well, then we have to go for the group who we know don't have the shield, because it would look obvious if we went for the other group. So that leaves us with Sam, Dolores, or Dylan. And even then, like every single name that got brought up, Carolyn gave a reason why they shouldn't murder them. So Carolyn basically didn't want to murder anyone nor recruit anyone, which I could feel Danielle's frustration in the turret. To be fair,
they could have easily killed either or Dolores. I feel
Dolores. I think she should have gone, because
she's annoying me.
She's annoying, and also it's so irrelevant, her and Tom's feud now. It's like we've got to the point where, on the show, you need to put aside that you don't like someone personally.
Episode 9. It's like, get over it.
It's episode 9. You've got 2 more to go. You can't just get rid of someone. Early on in the game, it happens quite often that people have the kind of like, they don't like one another, so they tend to vote for one another. They try to convince others because they don't really like them to be around. 9 times out of 10, they normally say, it's because I don't think you're a traitor. I just don't particularly like you. I don't trust you enough to keep you in the game for long enough. By episode 9, you need to stop playing childish games. You're not in kindergarten
Especially
anymore.
when there's so little votes. Like, your vote can really like mean something.
Yep.
And it's like, she just went for Tom, and it's like, her reason was like, oh, because I just don't like you. It's like, well, what's...
But Tom did tit for tat.
Yeah, but Tom
be fair.
thinks she's a traitor. At least he did mention it earlier in the episode to a few people, so at least he
has reasons
in his Tom way.
Yes.
Look at us defending Tom. Did you know Tom from Vanderpump Rules?
Yeah.
We've never heard of him before this podcast started, and then last week his name and Vanderpump Rules was mentioned in 2 scripts of comedies we watched. It was on Am I Being Unreasonable Series 2.
Oh yeah.
Where they were role playing. She was being Tom Scavinaro, whatever the name is, and then on Amandaland they talked about Vanderpump Rules and Tom, and it's like, he's in 2 scripts. What's happening? It's like,
it must be a more popular show than... It's obviously completely past us. But it's obviously more popular in the UK, perhaps we're giving it credit for.
So there you go. Tom was part of a comedy script on the BBC.
On 2 BBC comedies.
Where people were role-playing sex, and one of them was role-playing as Tom. So
which you can watch on BBC iPlayer if you live in the UK.
He's in pop culture now. He's there.
Yep. BBC Pop Culture, which is the highest of the high.
Exactly. Right, so Sam was murdered, had breakfast.
He didn't have breakfast because he was dead.
No, but everyone else did.
I know.
I saw Gabby rolled up some sliced ham and popped it in.
Is that a euphemism?
She's a bachelorette.
And then she went to breakfast.
She is a lesbian now.
She likes sliced ham.
But this episode was basically Danielle versus Carolyn literally the
Pretty
whole way
much.
through. And it was kind of obvious the whole time what was going to happen.
Yes.
No real surprises. Not even in who Danielle was picking to be a traitor at the end. Like nothing was a surprise. We kind of knew everything that was going to happen. So there wasn't much like shock or surprise.
Not really. Dylan was spotting it. Dylan had his sights set on Danielle. Then after the game, his sights changed to Carolyn. Then he couldn't make his mind up between the two of them. Surely that's alarm bells if I was you, Dylan. Maybe you should start thinking they're both traitors.
Well, that's the thing.
Something Ivor did bring up.
Good. Ivor's annoying as well.
Well, Ivor's a snitch. That's the only thing I've got against Ivor. Ivor's actually playing. Ivor's actually playing an okay game, to be fair, but he is also a bit of a. She said this and he said that, and the problem is that because it's not. Women like these. Some of these women like
a Tom comment you're about to say.
I'm going to have a Tom.
Women are more traitorous, more likely to cheat.
Well, Ivor said it's two women as well. He said two girls, which is very derogatory. They're women, actually, Ivor. But what I was going to say is that the women have between Danielle and Carolyn, because they both want to get each other out, because they both want to be the top traitor. It's got quite catty between them. And I think that's been to their detriment as well.
And gameplay's gone out the window because of it.
Yes, so the cattiness is overspilled onto Gabby and Brittany. Dolores has got nothing to do with it because she's just concentrating herself on Tom, so she can just be pushed to one side and forgotten about. But like the cattiness has kind of spilled over to Brittany and Gabby. Gabby kind of leaning more toward Carolyn, Brittany kind of leaning more toward Danielle. Whether this is going to be a good move for Brittany, because obviously at the end of the episode we saw Brittany was a bit like, oh shit, maybe I've bet on the wrong horse here and now I'm in trouble. Yeah, so I feel like there is a cattiness between the ladies, which is fine.
It's fine, but it's like they're both Danielle and Carolyn. I mean, Carolyn is playing slightly better with this episode. No, they're both playing really bad games.
Carolyn played a really bad game this episode.
Not thinking. Neither of them in different kind of ways. And it's like they're both going around saying each other's name to everyone.
Yeah.
Then the mission came where they had to like pretend they didn't know the answers, but then Carolyn blatantly knew two of the answers in a row.
She was like, pushing it. And then when she was called out...
Even Kate and Poverty noticed. And
Poverty.
Even they said... Carolyn's a traitor.
Yeah.
It's like they've known her for 30 seconds.
And they spotted it. But this is the funny thing.
Why are you doing this?
Up until now, no one suspected Carolyn. So this game really kind of made her stand out. And her mistake was the Tom question, wasn't it? When they were looking at for the wolf, the leader of the pack. And everyone was saying, oh, it's Dylan. It has to be Dylan. And Carolyn said, oh, no, I think it's Tom, which was fine. She kind of got away with it at that point. But then when it came back to her later, afterwards...
They chose Dylan and
they chose
lost
Dylan,
the money.
Got it wrong. It was Tom. And then Dolores said, oh, God, Carolyn, you were right. It was, and she didn't even say it accusationally either. She just said, oh, God...
you were on top of that one, yeah.
Yeah, we should have listened to you there. And then Carolyn instantly went, oh, no, I never said that. And it's like, oh, Carolyn, silly mistake. If she said, yeah, I did say Tom, I just felt it was Tom.
Yeah, I thought it was.
I think people would have suspected her.
And so that was stupid. And then literally the next question was, who's never listened to or most irrelevant? And she was like, me.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, no, I don't think it is. She was like, yeah, it is. And then it was her. And it's like, well...
Yeah. But the funny thing is, if Carolyn actually had then, after Dolores had said, like, you said Tom, didn't you? And Carolyn said, yeah. And, you knowing that actually the next... See, Carolyn not thinking straight here. She knew the next question was going to be the mouse, because there was only 4 and there was only one more left. So it had to be, didn't get listened to. Carolyn should have said, well, yeah, you should have listened to me. Right, next one, who doesn't get listened to? Oh, well, none of you just listened to me about Tom, so it must be me. Carolyn... Simple gameplay, but then everything is easy in hindsight, and everything is easy when you're watching it on TV on the sofa. But
it's annoying because like these two traitors are just not doing well, and it's just like, well,
the problem is
everyone knows they're both traitors now.
Exactly.
Everyone knows there's 2 traitors. Ivor knows there's 2 women/girls/ladies.
Is what Ivor said. Girls.
Them,
yeah.
And it's like, well, everyone knows.
Just because you're gay, Ivor, doesn't mean you have to hate women now. Okay?
Yeah, just because you're married to Sam.
Exactly. Just because Sam's gone now.
Yeah. bragging. And it's like, well, everyone knows who the traitors are, so everything feels a bit like pointless because they're kind of pretending they don't know Danielle's a traitor, but they obviously all do. And it's like, oh.
But I think you have to remember that in that pressured environment, you still have that shadow of doubt on your shoulder. It's like, oh, but is it obvious that she was attacking Carolyn? Is it, does it seem too obvious that Danielle was, aiming at Carolyn? I think there's always going to be that shadow of doubt. Which
with that round table though, it's like so obvious then. Like there was everyone was quiet and they were just shouting at each other about all this stuff.
Yeah, because Danielle accused. To be fair, it was no different when Danielle accused Carolyn when it was between Bob and Rob, which was again noted by Gabby. It was like it was giving vibes of Bob and Rob. It was giving vibes of that. So yeah, you're right about that in that regard. I think. We know what the twist is coming up. I'm not going to play the naive card. Shall I say it?
No.
Okay, sorry.
Do you not learn from episode 2 of the series
No.
where you read out who the winner of series 2?
Dylan has pretty much worked it out though. Is that there's?
What did he say? I didn't hear what he said.
Dylan said, let me just have a look. Dylan said that there was a hint given by Alan Cumming, that there was going to be a twist in the next game. And he said, I think it's going to be able to have be able to find out who one of the traitors is. That's what he said. That's what he thinks the twist is going to be.
Right.
So I think he might be right with that one. Let's just say,
kind of, but not really, because it could go either way.
Entirely that, but maybe it's a little bit that. Let's just say. Series
3 twist.
The Series 3 twist. Again, there's an argument. Should they have played it? Should the producers made it a bit earlier in the game?
We'll discuss it next week, maybe.
But we'll discuss it next week, of course. But yeah, no, I think you're right. I think Danielle has now put herself in the firing line. It's annoying because I actually genuinely think that she wanted to take Carolyn away with her. I think she did.
No, she kept saying, "Oh, me and you to the final." Before Carolyn was even voted out to the VT, she said, "I want to get Brittany the traitor, me and her to the final together." She did not want to take Carolyn. Carolyn was correct to not trust her, and she should have thrown her under the bus more than she did. But I don't think there was much point because everyone knows that she's a traitor anyway now. So all the faithful need to work together and work this out. But of course, now there's only one traitor. There is the recruitment, and then the game is kind of reset on the second to last episode.
Yes, because and this
now anyone can be a traitor from tomorrow.
Yeah,
next week. Sorry,
this is where the person who gets asked has to accept it, or else they get murdered too. We don't know. They've never not accepted it. Again, we've discussed this in the UK series. No one's never not accepted it.
But they will.
So they probably will accept it. We don't know what would happen if they don't accept it.
Get murdered.
Yeah, but then does someone else get... Because they can't go into the final with only one traitor. That's why they make it compulsory. So does someone else then go to the line? Does it keep going until someone says... I made a reference to Bullseye when I discussed this last time. I said it's the same as the final round of Bullseye.
Will Kate just come in? Kate will be drafted in.
It'd be a bit suspicious if Kate suddenly appears. It'll be a bit like Boston Rob when he appeared, Boston Rob, you're in the game and you're a traitor. Wes and Derek didn't have a chance.
Yeah, well, we all know she's going to accept. And even there wasn't even them doing a cliffhanger this episode because we knew that Danielle was going to choose Brittany. So it was just like there was nowhere for these producers to go really on this episode. They couldn't leave any cliffhangers anywhere. Brittany
did say that this is a very dangerous time to become a traitor because of the fewer numbers. It's more easier to be caught out now. You can't just hide amongst the other players. When there's 24 of you and there's 3 traitors, it's easier to hide among the players.
Although, do you not think that Brittany knows that Danielle is a traitor this whole time?
Yes.
And she's basically been getting close to her, wanting her to recruit her. Like, this is what she wanted, I feel.
Yeah, she wanted... And
will she backstab Danielle on the final, just like she did on Big Brother Series 29?
Is this what the producers wanted? I don't know. I do think that the friendship between Danielle and Brittany is genuine. Okay. And I agree with you. I think Brittany thinks that Danielle knew that Danielle was a traitor, so she kept her on board.
Is she using her though? Because Danielle seems to think they're very close, very true friendship. She keeps crying and having breakdowns about it. But will Brittany double cross her again? Because wasn't Brittany the one who backstabbed her on Big Brother? It wasn't the other way around, was it?
I can't remember. I never watched that series. But the thing I would say is that I think that Brittany may have had the plan to backstab Danielle when she was still when Brittany was still a faithful. But now she's a traitor. I don't know. I feel like there could be a team. Because if they stayed together now and they kept their votes consolidated together, they're in a pretty strong position. Ivor and Dylan
could win together, probably.
Ivor and Dylan are probably the two most difficult to get on their side. So they need to banish them now. They need to somehow get Ivor. I think Ivor is an easy one. They could banish him.
Murder Dylan.
I don't think they get a murder now. I think that's the last one. Or is next?
No, Callum Cummings said, if you recruit, you then murder.
What, on this episode?
Yeah.
Murder Dylan, 100%. Murder Dylan, and I know it looks really suspicious on Danielle, but I think that's a risk she should be willing to take. I think she should play the rule book of
Kill
Rob.
all the men.
Yep, we've got rid of the housewives, bar one. We've still got Dolores. Dolores is nothing. They could easily get Ivor banished. All they have to do is say, like, what has he really done? And he drinks tea, and he's British.
He's under the radar.
Out he goes.
Yeah. Dolores and Tom are going to vote for each other anyway.
This is
and
it.
then they can get Gabby on side, and then they can win.
I think the final three, and we are talking about that now, the fire pit is going to... And I think the final three are going to be Gabby, Brittany, Danielle. And I think that Gabby will think, I'm fine now. And she'll want to finish the game. Gabby will do that. Danielle and Brittany will probably do the same thing. Because why not?
Do you think Danielle will survive another episode?
I think Danielle's going to make it to the final now. Now she's got Brittany on board. As long as it all depends now whether she's going to throw Brittany under the bus or not.
No, she won't. But Brittany may throw her under the
I
bus.
don't think Brittany will. I think Brittany would have if she stayed as a faithful. But now she's going to be a traitor. I think she might stick together.
Okay,
I really do.
We'll see, won't we? Because
I know. It's very, and I have to say that it's just. I don't know. I just feel like that they this episode where you're meant to learn more, it just kind of really did go against Carolyn from beginning to end. I think Carolyn really did break, and to her own admission after the round table, she said that she wasn't prepared for this fight. It's like she liked being the traitor, even though she said she didn't like being a traitor at the end. She said it wasn't fun being a traitor. Bye, and off she went. But at the same time, I think that. There's a degree of coasting because people just didn't think she had it in her to be a traitor.
Even Ivor didn't think they did.
No,
she couldn't be able to do it. No. Yeah,
but then
what about Danielle's overacting as well when she left? She was on the floor shaking.
I knew it.
Even Dolores looked at the camera and was like, ugh. So it's that's when I was like, they all know she's a traitor. They're just hugging her, pretending that she's upset. It's like,
well, Danielle,
it's like watching a child have a tantrum when you know they're not crying. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because they want that. That bag of Skittles that you've been told they're not allowed to have. Yeah, I mean, Danielle has been called out before for overacting.
Not good. She's not a good game player, and she doesn't deserve to be in the final.
I don't think she's a bad game player. At the round table, she is excellent. She's
made it too obvious that she's also a traitor.
But when Danielle went to attack her
Carolyn.
Sorry, my bad. When Carolyn went to attack Danielle, her response was quite eloquent, to be fair. She came out with counterattacks very quickly. And it wasn't done. And one of her main reasons was that traitors are aggressive, and Danielle wasn't aggressive by the way she put it across. Carolyn was. And
she was quite aggressive when she was like, don't speak, let me have the room. And then when Carolyn started talking, Danielle started trying to butt in again.
She talked over her a couple of times, true. But
no, I think that's when Dylan twigged.
But with two people...
This is two traitors.
No, I think Dylan knew before then, because he said to Carolyn...
Well, confirmed then.
Well, he said to Carolyn before that he said it was either between you and Danielle, and I don't trust... you're both my friends, but I don't trust any of you. From that conversation between Danielle and Carolyn, two people, at least, I'd say, changed their vote based on the fact that Carolyn didn't put up as good a fight as Danielle did. And Danielle did put up a good fight. She had her facts. She said her receipts. She gave her facts, and she put them across well. So I just think it's Danielle now who needs to kind of revert it back to say, the reason Caroline went for her is because she knew that I was onto her, and she was panicking, and that's the reason why I had to go so strong onto her. If she did that, I think Danielle could coast it to the final. But that's just me.
I mean, there's so little numbers now. She doesn't need that many numbers to not get banished because there's only.
Well, she's got Brittany on side, especially if Brittany's a traitor.
Yeah.
I reckon she could get Gabby on side, kill Dylan, banish Ivor. That just leaves Tom and Dolores.
Exactly.
And to be fair, Tom and Dolores are just going to. Yeah. If you wanted, if you were really smart, just say to Tom, we're going to vote for Dolores tonight. So then Tom's like, oh wow, people are listening to me. Everyone votes out Dolores. Then the three, Danielle, Brittany, and Gabby, all vote out Tom. And then that's the three that I said is going to end the game. That's what's going to happen, and I'm telling you.
Before we go, we have a comment on our YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Ben and Alex, that's us. This isn't traitor related at all, but will you guys please do a special mention of EastEnders' 40th birthday this week? It generally won't be the same without you both. Now, we've been talking about EastEnders on this podcast.
Yes.
Every episode for about 5 words an episode. Last mention was Nish dead at New Year's. So yes, 40th birthday. We watched it last night. It was live.
We did watch it last night live. It was a live episode. Anyone in America who doesn't care.
Yeah, just turn off now. It's the end of the podcast.
It was the 40th... Well, okay, fine. But it was the 40th anniversary of a long-running soap in the UK called EastEnders. And to celebrate that, they did one big week. And then last night, they did a live half-an-hour episode where... Can I spoil it? Or am I not? Okay.
Well, there's spoilers here, everyone. If you watch EastEnders, just... Turn off right now. Okay, so we found out who whacked Cindy around the back of the head, which was Kathy, her mother-in-law. Original character Kathy. Mm-hmm. Mother-in-law. She did it for the protection of her son, Ian OG.
Bill.
Got pushed
Another
in front of
OG. While Reese drove into... We never saw Reese's corpse, by the way, which I was very disappointed.
No, I think he was beheaded or something, because Bianca looked at him, went, ooh, and he's definitely dead. Yeah. So
I felt like it was a crushed skull. Either way, the Queen Vic fell in, by the way, because he drove his car into the Queen Vic into some gas canisters and it blew up, and then the whole Queen Vic collapsed in.
Stacey didn't want to get out. She said, actually, can we just have a little chat about us getting back together?
Our relationship. Stacey and Martin.
For an hour and a half, please.
Yes. Stacey and Martin decided to have, because Martin's with Ruby, who he has a child with, but Stacey is still in love with him. He's like, you can't do this to me. I'm now with Ruby. She's like, but I love you. And then they found out that they did love each other just in time for a girder to fall on Martin's legs.
Crushed person syndrome.
Yes, which is when all the adrenaline or something happens. I was listening. No, I wasn't listening.
They lift up the thing and all the blood goes up and it makes you have a heart attack.
It leads you to have a cardiac arrest.
And do you know what helped that with Martin? Because he'd just done a liver transplant for his son to save his son's life.
I never forgot about that. Yeah.
So he was already a bit iffy.
That's why he was only drinking orange juice.
Yes.
He never had that final tankard of beer in the Vic, did he? Like his old man.
No.
So, Martin's dead.
Anita Dobson came back to save her
Sharon.
Her daughter Sharon said, "Come on,
her adopted daughter. Sharon will want you to say it's her daughter.
You can do it. Get out." Pauline Fowler, did she turn up to save Martin?
Bitch. No.
She couldn't be bothered.
They could have done a CGI or something, couldn't they? I wish Arthur had come back.
Oh my, that's what she would have done. Oh.
She would have the fruit bowl in her hand and a dog.
You're there with Stacey Slater. You deserve to die.
That slag.
So yeah, Martin died. OG character.
There you go.
Never reached his 40th birthday though, did he? So yeah, very sad.
No, he didn't, did he?
It was a good death for the anniversary.
We should have
better than Ruby.
We should have known.
I did know. I predicted it.
Yes, but we should have known earlier, because remember they did their birthday storyline.
Yes, I predicted it back then last summer. Yes,
okay,
you're correct.
He didn't, but let's just say you did. Okay, fine. Okay.
So there you go. That's our little EastEnders roundup for. Let me get the username quickly for PMCAFF 2009. So there you go.
Falls off the tongue there.
That's our little EastEnders roundup.
Lovely.
Martin. So we deserved death for him because it was a big 40th.
It was a deserved death, but at the same time, an OG character.
Yeah, it's the 40th. Has to be.
That's a big one. But I have to say that I don't think there was much more they could have done with Martin.
Well, they don't ever use him anyway. He's just kind of there. So.
Fruit seller, isn't he? Who's going to look after the fruit stall? Who's going to inherit it?
Ruby.
Ruby would she?
For him, didn't she?
Yeah, but it's not hers to inherit because he's not married.
Arthur.
No, who's his oldest daughter? It's
Lily.
his daughter, Lily. Lily's going to inherit. God, imagine if Lily starts working at the... What are they going to do with that fruit and veg? I mean, they should just get rid of that fruit and veg store.
Stacey can work.
What are they actually selling on that fruit and veg store, really?
Fruit and veg. And Christmas trees at Christmas.
Yeah, but the shop behind, the Minute Mart, also sells fruit and veg. So, really?
I don't know.
Mine cannot earn a living. No one could earn a living on that tiny little stand.
Chris Clenshaw only kills men, apart from Lola. But like all of his death has all been men. Nish, mine, Reese, Lola, Mick.
Mick's not dead.
Yeah, well.
And also, Chris Clenshaw likes to hire
hot extras.
He
did one, didn't he, on the live episode?
The final paramedic, yeah.
His surname was Skinner. on the credits.
Skinner.
Ethel Skinner.
Oh, you're kidding
No,
me.
it's just all the extras had surnames. One of them was called Trevernier, and another one was called Holloway from Lofty.
Is that really true?
Yeah. So they all had surnames of old characters.
Oh,
Anyway, everyone,
lovely.
if
So
you're
sorry
still
about that.
listening,
That was an EastEnders flashback.
that was our EastEnders thing for one of our YouTube comments. And now we come to the end of this podcast.
Yes. So if you want to talk about the Traitors, indeed, if you want to talk to us about EastEnders, why not? Go to faithfultothetraitors@gmail.com. I should say that there is another EastEnders podcast you can listen to called Albert Square After Dark. Sorry. And you should listen to that. They'll give you all the details of what happened on EastEnders this week. You can find us, though, on YouTube by searching Faithful to the Traitors podcast. Comment underneath the video. Let us know what you thought of the episode. Like I say, what role would Kate take up in Series 3 of the Traitors US? She might come to the UK. She might do the Celebrity UK Traitors.
Oh, no. They've said no reality stars.
That's true. Oh, get in touch with us as well. Who you think might be in the UK Traitors Celebrity?
Two people just had to pull out. They're BBC are in panic mode trying to find 2 family members, relatives who can be in it.
We're family.
We're brothers.
We're not no.
They were good friends who lived together. That's what history will say. That's what history will say.
Yeah.
They were just good friends.
They will when they start taking away the laws, which they're slowly doing. What we have in YouTube, Faithful to the Traitors podcast. Search for that. Comment underneath the video. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. Don't forget to click for notifications. We're on X @Traitors Podcast, Instagram @Faithful to the Traitors. And comment to us on there as well. If you like the podcast, don't forget you can also buy us some gold or silver bars. Buymeacoffee.com/faithful. And if you comment, do remember to comment if you do that, because that comment will automatically be read out on the podcast as well. There you go.
Lovely. So we will see you all again next week. So let us know who you think your predictions for the winner as well, because we're getting to that point now.
Yes.
So who do you want to win now that Carolyn's gone? She was everyone's favourite, so I want to know what everyone thinks now. Let us know and we'll read it all out.
Will it be a faithful or a traitor who'll win?
Who knows? Is Martin dead?
Will it be Martin Fowler?
Will we see Martin Fowler's ghost on the 50th anniversary?
Well,
hello, Lily. No, who do you talk to? Arthur. He'll be a teenager then, won't he?
He'd be older than a teenager, wouldn't he? He'd be in his 20s.
Yeah, he'll be on the bridge and Martin will appear. That's my prediction for the 50th anniversary. Anyway.
The bridge? What bridge? What, the railway bridge?
That Martin was hung over by Ben. Was it Ben who hung him? I can't remember.
Martin did something.
Yeah,
years ago.
Yeah.
No, Martin hung Ben.
Yeah, but also someone hung Martin before that, didn't they?
Oh, I don't know.
It was like a throwback. Anyway.
The other guy got hung by
Ravi
as well.
Poor Ravi.
The one who
didn't get his...
Oh, Christ. Can we just talk about the guy who's the one who's dating Sharon now?
Oh, I thought we were talking about Ravi and Denise's decision.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
Her dick choice.
The public should not be allowed to choose who Denise dates.
Can't get Brexit right.
Yeah, exactly. After Brexit, the public shouldn't be allowed to choose
who Denise has a ride on. I mean, she was just involved in an explosion where loads of people died. What was her first thought? Who shall I shag?
Can I also just say that if you're listening to this and you're going to think to yourself, I'm going to write a comment now on a review saying, they don't talk about the Traitors, they talk about EastEnders. This is the one-off, okay? Sorry.
Well, it's not one-off because we do it every week.
Yeah, but we don't talk about it to
the
this
podcast,
extent.
so who cares?
This
is basically the credits we're talking over.
That's true.
So, there you go.
People are skipping.
And what are you saying about Teddy?
Teddy! Oh, flipping... F Teddy. That's all I have to say on the matter. Well, he's so annoying.
Grant saved Sharon and she realised.
Yeah, you think that Grant and Sharon are going to get together. That's ridiculous.
No, I think that Sharon realised Grant saved me, Teddy didn't. That's what she's
Teddy was
thinking.
too concerned, standing around going, my son!
Hello, darling. It was good singing.
Oh, that was amazing. That was the highlight.
She was
for me,
wearing
Anita.
the same outfit she wore in episode 1.
Really?
That's that because Anita Dobson took all of her clothes. She's had them the whole time. It was the same clothes.
Does the BBC know?
Julia Smith was like,
just have them.
But
Julia,
she was wearing the same clothes. That's nice, isn't it? The exact same.
She had
episode 1.
The makeup was amazing as well. They
and the wig.
used her. Yeah. They made her look younger.
Very good.
Anita Dobson, 10 out of 10. Lovely. Lovely
really
little
good
bit
performance
that.
there. Very good. Well done. Anyway, we'll see you next week to talk about the Traitors, believe it or not. And who knows, what else do you want us to talk about next week? What show?
Yeah, we'll do it at the end of
the show. We did the 90s last week.
At the end of every show, we'll just talk about something that isn't the Traitors anymore. There you go, we'll do that.
Until it ends.
Why not? Yeah, until the end of time.
We will see you then, so have fun.
Stay faithful.
Goodbye.